Hey guys, I'm Armadillo, and I'm sure none of you will ever spell that correctly, but I won't hold it against you. And this is a guide of sorts, just showing what Rep Paladins can do in patch 4.0.1. I'm at the target dummy here in Orgrimmar, and the first thing you're going to notice is I pop my Crusader Strike, just to get my rotation started. I'm not going to go through the rotation completely because there are plenty of other videos that do that. I'm mainly going to show what happens after I pop Zealotry there. Now, you notice that I don't do the standard rotation that most people do, which is Crusader Strike and Templar's Verdict and repeating. What I do is, as soon as I pop Zealotry and Avenger's Shield, I pop Hammer of Wrath and then Crusader Strike and Templar's Verdict. And it sort of alters, and I'll explain that. What I end up doing is I pop Hammer of Wrath as soon as the cooldown is up for it. And the reason for that, I'll show you later on too, the proof, is that it does significantly more damage than Templar's Verdict. I'm not sure if this has always been the case as far as patch 4.0.1 goes, or if it's something they did very recently to help fix Rep Paladins. It's sort of been a silent update, but it's a really, really cool update nonetheless. So while I'm blasting away at this target, I'm going to explain a few of the changes as far as Retribution goes, because there seems to be a bit of a gray area as far as the importance of strength, crit, haste, whatnot, agility. Everyone at this point knows that using agility, pieced gears, it's bad news bears all around. It's just, you don't want to do that. Instead now, I'm going to list the stat priorities on the screen, and you're going to see that right now. So as you can see, getting hit and expertise capped is still number 1, and then followed by strength, haste until you get capped, and then crit. As far as haste goes, it remains the number 2 to strength until you hit a soft cap of 1014. The reason why you want to do that is because with raid buffs and Judgement of the Pure active, Judgement of the Pure being the talent that you spec for when you judge, you gain 9% haste on, I'm not sure if it's all attacks or your Crusader Strike, but you want to do that because your Crusader Strike is going to be dropped down to 3 seconds. So it effectively haste caps you because it allows for you to use Crusader Strike and then one other ability. So I'm going to bring this video back because I'm about done this DPS parse. I try to keep a pretty lengthy amount of time as far as the amount of time I spend DPSing go, just because I try to have a pretty even result, or not an even result, but I try to have, you know, a proper result every time I do a DPS parse. So I'm going to be finishing up here, and if you're looking down on the bottom, you can see I'm maintaining about 9,000 DPS. It's over 9,000, but it's going to drop below that right here just because of the amount of time I spend off the dummy and the amount of dots that stay on the dummy. So yeah, that about does it for my little guide, or my side of things as far as DPS goes for Rep Paladins. And on the side of the screen here, you're going to see the results from Recount, and when I end up clicking through these, you can see Hammer of Wrath. That isn't always the case, but it looks like all 7 times I hit Hammer of Wrath, it crit, and it hit for, on an average, 22,000 damage, whereas Templar's Verdict here hit, when it did hit and it didn't crit, it hit for an average of 10,000 and crit for an average of 21,000. So yeah, you can see that Hammer of Wrath is definitely a lot better than Templar's Verdict when it's active. So yeah, that about does it for my little recap on how Rep Paladins work in patch 4.0.1. My name is Armadillo, as always, and you'll never be able to spell it, and I bid you farewell.